Welcome to the Fantasy Football Podcast Extraordinaire. Welcome to this glorious evening of football with your hosts, Jim, Kyle, Heebs. How you guys doing?
I'm good.
I'm all right.
I am 0-4 in fantasy, as you all know.
I lost
Packers didn't secure a win.
I lost
But
Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, that's a big one. Especially after that big game against the Cowboys, man.
Yeah. It is what it is.
That's fantasy.
Yeah, it is fantasy. The healthiest team tends to go deep, kind of like real football.
Yeah.
If they stay healthy, you do good. If they don't, not so much.
My strategy this year was to just have like a loaded bench and just hope I can make it to the end of the year. It's all attrition.
My strategy was all in on the Bengals, and it failed miserably by week 2.
And poor boy's all Raven strategy is not going so hot either.
However, the Buffalo stack is still holding up.
Yeah, Buffalo's looking tough.
I'm
Buffalo's
saying
looking
for,
tough this year.
Tiffany's
Tiff's team, yeah. I've got a note of that in the matchup section. But yeah, let's talk football first.
Yep.
I'm just going to go in order of the games this week. I'm basically just going over the NFC North. We might touch on some other games afterwards, but first, NFC North. So we started with Vikings versus Steelers in Dublin at 8:30 a.m. Got up early and started watching some football this weekend. Yeah, it was great. Football from 8:30 until 11 o'clock at night by the time the Packers game ended.
Yeah.
It was pretty much nonstop.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vikings lost this one 21-24. Steelers, they were in control most of the game. Vikings almost put together a nice fourth quarter comeback, but they didn't quite pull it off. Wentz, he went for 30 out of 46, 350 yards, 2 touchdowns, also 2 picks, also sacked 6 times. Took an intentional grounding to avoid a 7 sacks, and he had a fumble. So I know you were pretty big on Wentz last week. You saying maybe you should remain the starter. Are you still singing that tune?
Yeah. I still like it. He's still got Justin Jefferson and Addison out there. And honestly, I think they're gonna be throwing a lot, so I'm hoping for garbage time there. But obviously once Jaden Daniels comes back, he's going in.
Hey, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky. Yeah, once Jaden Daniels comes back, I'll put him in. But I gotta be honest, Carson Wentz looked a hell of a lot better than a lot of other backup quarterbacks have lately, and some starters too, for that matter. I'm looking at you, Justin Fields.
I think he's on a better team.
Oh yeah, that's definitely part of it. I mean, also Wentz, he can put together good games. He's just wildly inconsistent, right? Like he's had a lot of good games in his career, but he's had just as many bad ones.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say he kind of kept them from winning this game. I mean, 6 sacks. I mean, you can't put that all on him. That's partially offensive line, but 2 picks, fumble. Those are all kind of on him.
But well, I mean, a few of those sacks were not his fault. That was just the offensive line imploding. But I know there was at least 2 that were on him just because he held onto the ball too long, or just waited too long for the play to develop.
How long has he been there? Was he there all off season, or did they pick him up in the beginning of the season?
I think he's just been there this year.
Okay, I was just curious.
Because they had Daniel Jones last year.
Right. No, it had to be this year. I was just curious if he was like picked up at the start of the season or like in the off season when he could have got all that like OTAs and stuff. Because if he's still kind of new to the system, maybe that's part of the reason why he was sacked so much. But
did they trade for him?
I can't remember.
I'm looking it up.
I couldn't give him much for it.
No, he would have been just like a throw-in or the
Yeah.
late round pick.
Yeah, they traded Sam Howell. When was that? When was this from?
That was in the middle of
And
preseason, I think.
yeah, that had to have been during preseason because the article was from August 24th. So yeah, they would have traded for him right before the season started.
Okay, so he's been there long enough probably to know all the protections and everything. But
Yeah.
I mean, those games, especially the European games, they always end up in kind of crazy defensive efforts or just a lot of bad plays. I don't know if it's just the time zone difference too. So I mean, there's a lot of things that could have been culprits for it, especially like such a wild game. But I don't know. I'm still not a big fan of Wentz. I think he can keep him afloat, but he's too many negative plays. It's gonna be hard to win or keep winning.
I mean, my main point was, should you put JJ McCarthy back in? Nice, I think so. I don't think JJ McCarthy's looked any worse.
Yeah, you have to keep JJ McCarthy, especially he's the future, or you want him to be the future. You got to give him as many reps as possible.
Yeah, I agree. You at least have to put him back in. I don't know what kind of a leash you give him. I guess maybe game by game. Like
It,
obviously, if there's one where he just doesn't seem to have it together and isn't getting it together, maybe you put Wentz back in. Who knows? But
it's going to have to be a decent leash because he's getting thrown back into the grinder when he comes back. I think we went over it last time. He's got like Philly, I think, is his first game back if he comes back on time. And then it was, I don't know, it didn't look good. His schedule when he came back didn't look good, though. I think one of them was the Ravens, and maybe they're not that good anymore. I don't know about that. Maybe we'll talk about that later.
And plus, when we looked at that, it was probably like what week 1, and now we have 4 games in. Some of those teams, like you said, like the Ravens, might not be as strong as opponents, but yeah, I think you still guys took with JJ McCarthy pretty much the rest of the season. This is basically his rookie year. You already gave him the job, so like taking it away from him this early could just be detrimental to his confidence. So I think you have to sink or swim this season off of JJ McCarthy. Just let it ride.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will. On the other side of the ball, though, Rodgers, he goes for 18 out of 22, 18 for 22 and 200 yards and a touchdown. So didn't throw a lot, but some good stats from Rodgers. I mean, I think 80 yards of that was a touchdown to DK Metcalf that just housed it on a short pass. Gainwell, he was the star of the show, 134 total yards and 2 touchdowns. He looked really good. I'm curious what happens when their other running back comes back. I forget his name, but I feel like it's 50-50 at best for the other guy. Yeah.
Gainwell looked awesome.
Mm-hmm. And
I
then
think I kind of
Think
think the Steelers look like they have an awesome offensive line. But Steelers have a really, really great 1-2 tandem there at running back. Rodgers is definitely in a good place to succeed there. Right now they look like the class of the AFC North.
yeah, I'm curious if that keeps up because I don't think they've played the best football, but they are 3-1. But
They got a good defense. I know Jalen Ramsey went out injured this game. I haven't heard what his status is at all because he's been flying around the football the last few weeks.
I feel like
their defense looked better this week, honestly, than it had all year. That was my biggest concern with them. Is Steelers are always kind of a defense-led team. Then Aaron Rodgers goes there and like, yeah, defense ain't doing much so far this season. But this game they actually looked pretty good. But that's might partially be because Wentz isn't good. It's hard for me to say for sure.
We'll also have to see if Rodgers develops that thing where he'll only throw it to DK Metcalf like he only ever looked for Devontae Adams his last few years in Green Bay.
I mean, it looked pretty good if it's like that all season.
That's DK's had 2 good weeks now, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's got only 2 touchdowns so far, though. So if I want to win that bold prediction, he's going to have to pick that up a little bit. But he's always a threat to take one to the house every time he gets the ball, like we saw this last week.
And they're still
that dude is still fast as hell in the open field.
Like they're probably just starting to get chemistry really down right now. So see what happens our next couple of weeks between those two. Doesn't the AFC North just kind of feel like a division though that's going to be decided because like the Steelers are going to start out, we'll just say like 7-1 or like 8-2, and then they're just going to be like still not looking that good in all these wins, and then you're just going to see like the Ravens get healthy, and they're going to be like 1-5, and they're going to win the AFC North. I just feel like that's what's going to happen here.
I think the Ravens are still the betting favorite to win that division, despite
They
the
should be.
difference.
Yeah, they had
Oh.
7 starters out on defense right now. That is just ugh.
Yeah, but also, I mean, if Steelers had the Ravens schedule, I think the Steelers would probably have been 0-4, to be perfectly honest. I don't think they beat the Bills. I don't think they beat the Lions. I don't think they beat the Chiefs. And I don't think they would have beat the Browns either. So, I mean, the Ravens just had a way harder schedule.
That's
and the Ravens
true.
maybe had the hardest schedule in the season so far, right? Like,
I would
it's
think
brutal.
so. Yeah.
I think grinder.
Yeah, only other note I had on that one was, I don't know if you guys watched this, but Aaron Rodgers had a tush push in this game. Did you see it? This is the best tush push of all time.
I mean, he was on the field for it, but he was in no way involved until he did the official's job.
He commanded it. Yeah, just standing back there, hands on hips, watching everyone else do the thing. That's so funny.
He almost looked like Jainty.
He just knew too
in the backfield. The Halloween stance.
Yeah, that was great. I love every second of that.
Speaking of which, I ate my words on that bold prediction. Jainty
looked great.
Jainty was a beast, but this is also he went back to his Halloween stance for this game, and Carroll let him do it. So, and it obviously worked.
I don't know why they wanted to change it in the first place.
Chip Kelly was like, "You're not going to do that. This is a knees bent league."
Hey,
shut up, Chip Kelly. That's why you sucked as the head coach.
So there's probably some explosion that you can.
I guess I've never really noticed. Gibbs does that too.
Mm-hmm. He started doing it last year. He likes it more. So there's
he probably got it from Jainty at Boise State.
Yeah, that's exactly where I think you got it.
Hey, if it works. All right, what do we got next, Kyle?
Next game, we had Lions versus Browns. Lions, they barely squeak out this lucky victory, 34-10. Flacco throws 2 picks, fumbles once. First pick was the craziest pick I've seen in a long time. I don't know what he was doing. There was no one within 20 yards of that ball on his team.
Yeah,
I think he just threw it right to Brian Branch. He was just standing back there by himself. Was it Branch?
No, it was our other safety. It was Kirby.
Was it Kirby? Okay, I knew it was one of those two.
It was almost like surprising we had a defender in that area.
I know.
So far out of the play, it was just like, oh, it's a throwaway. I'm like, wait, our defender's right there. What the heck?
That was what they thought, is maybe try to throw it away, but he just misjudged where the sideline was. Because there was nobody close on that side of the field even.
I think that's what it was. You could just see the disgust in his face. He was just like, he knew as soon as he threw it was bad. So I think he was just trying to throw it away, and he just doesn't have the arm strength anymore. Because I think he was kind of rolling out a little bit too. So he probably decided he could whip it and probably just didn't get very good form or something. But yeah, that was a weird one.
Yes, that's the story of the game. His Flacco just kind of turned it over way too many times. Lions, they scored 17 points off turnovers, 7 points off a punt return. The Browns, they had 263 yards of offense, and the Lions had 277. So they're practically identical, but 34-10 because he turned the ball over too many times. It's the way of the NFL. You can't do that. Expect to win a game.
Not against that Lions offense.
No, like I said, their offense didn't even do that much, really. It's just they were just given the ball in great field position constantly and a punt return.
No matter how good that Browns defense is, can't give a team like the Lions short field.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't work with them.
The Lions
can't do it.
They just want to grind you out, especially if they know you're an inferior opponent. They don't really try to get it as cute. They just keep running the ball, play good defense, and they just kind of let the other team just kind of keep making mistakes. They don't try to do anything crazy like against the Packers. We're going to probably scheme up things a little bit more.
I'm surprised Dave Montgomery did like nothing. He did barely anything in this game.
Yeah, he was just getting stuffed a lot. I mean, it's
Yeah,
really
Gibbs
hard
did
to
all
run on
right.
that Browns team,
True.
and I think Gibbs kind of gave us a little more of like of an element of like speed and keep him away from the linebackers a little more. Like when we tried to run up the middle, they were just getting too much pressure. I mean that defensive line was they were causing a lot of chaos on our end too.
Yeah, there's a lot of scuttlebutt going online today that Flacco's going to get benched.
He did.
Oh, it is official now?
Yep. Dylan Gabriel is now the starter.
Woof.
Gets to
Elite Joe
start in Europe.
Flacco. You know, he had one more good deed in him before he called it quits.
Yeah. That's what I was saying the whole game. I was like, where was this Flacco last week when we played him? Like, he played like an error-free game. Just all we needed was one of those stupid things, and we would have been okay against him. But he saved them all for this week, apparently.
We're a more of aggressive defense, I think, with that anyway. That's kind of how the Lions want to play. They take a lot of risks on in their secondary and to
I
make
mean,
those type of plays.
fair. I mean, that one was just like your secondary wasn't playing risky at all. You just had a guy standing back there in case something weird happens, and like was like, I'll throw the ball right to him.
Yeah, that one was inexcusable. I can't
The other
defend that.
pick, I think the guy fell, and then whatever corner was on him actually made a good play jumping over
Yeah,
top
he
of him and
jumped over
grabbing
his
it.
back and caught it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that one
was.
wasn't really on Flacco even. Dude just fell down. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to have too many notes on a game that's 34-10. Unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about in that one.
It's a whole different
Anyway,
Browns team than the one that played the Packers.
could it be the
Defense is
team they were
still the
playing
same,
made a
but
difference? I'm just saying.
what was that?
I said, could it be the team they played made a difference? Just
That was
saying.
humbling, considering what Green Bay did to the Lions in Week 1, and then what just happened between the Browns and both of those teams.
I still think
I
week
thought the
one was.
Browns. I thought the Browns had a chance in this game because of what the Packers did week one. I was like, I think if you can just shut them down, get Goff riled, you can really hold them back. And they kind of did, I guess. They just turned the ball. Like I said, they just turned the ball over too many times. Plus the punt return.
Our offensive line's playing a lot better than they were week one. There was a
I'm sure
lot
they
of
are, yeah.
issues, and like they have it pretty well. I don't know if it's as good as it was last year, but they're doing pretty well.
It's
And
also
they
a
kept Goff completely sack free this game. So
yeah. I was gonna say it's also a home game versus a road game, and that does make a big difference.
true.
Especially for an O line and just the offense in general, to have a be able to run your offense the way you want and be able to hear everybody instead of having to do silent counts and all that kind of shit.
Especially as a defensive focused team, it's
Yeah.
even more important to be like at home. You want that like crowd noise, and you can really be even more of a havoc. So yeah, I can give you that one.
All right, we'll jump over to the Bears versus Raiders then. So the Bears win 25-24 on a game-winning field goal block. This is like the exact opposite of what usually happens to the Bears. You would expect them to lose a game on a field goal
Yeah,
block, not win a game on a field goal block. So maybe they're finally turning the page. We'll see. They're 2-2 right now. But yeah, I thought the Raiders looked like they had this one for most of the game. Max Crosby, he was a man on a mission in that game. He was just after Caleb Williams constantly, he got a pick in this game, a block pass plus the pick on. I think he get another block pass too and didn't get the pick. I can't even
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah, he was chasing that guy around. I mean,
The
he
the
was
pick happened right after because he had the pass block, and I swear it was like a play, either the next play, the play after, or the very next drive that he got the pick that time.
yeah. He tried to put the team on his back. He couldn't quite do it because
Ah,
outside of that, I mean, Genty did look good, but Gino 3 picks. I mean, same story as the Browns, I guess. You're gonna give the game away if you throw 3 picks.
Gino did the same thing last week. He's just heaving it up there. He's looking like a rookie quarterback almost. Uh, he's not looked good. He's personally torpedoing that team right now.
Which I'm kind of shocked because you thought him with Carroll already there and everything that it had been an easy transition. I'm surprised he struggled so much, but I've heard the offensive line's been really bad all year. I mean, obviously Genty hasn't been that great. A lot of it's attributed to the offensive line, so I'm guessing that means the pass protection hasn't been that good either. And then all they really have is a tight end. Like who are the receivers right now? That Trey Tucker guy had like a big game, but I don't really know much about him.
They got Jacoby Myers. He's back there.
He's like probably worse than like the Packers, like quadruplet receivers, right? Like I mean that's like a receiver 2 at best.
No. Yeah, Brock Bowers is their only star pass catcher on that team. It's just him and
he is not having a great year.
No.
It's a bad offensive line play, probably one of the worst receiving cores in the league. I mean, that's a recipe for failure.
They had Amari Cooper, and then he retired.
This year?
He saw the Raiders.
Yeah, right before the season started, week. He's like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah, I think I remember that now.
Yeah, he's just like, "Yeah, I'm good." He practices in.
if that tells you how the Raiders must be,
that's where he started though.
Maybe he just
wanted to go back home.
Carroll.
He wanted to go home then retire. He didn't actually want to play there.
That could be.
Carroll, he works his guys pretty hard. So I mean, maybe if he wanted like a easy season, just coast and make a couple mil, maybe that's what he was thinking. He's just like, maybe this guy's too much of a hard ass for me or something like that. What about Caleb Williams?
Caleb Williams. Yeah, a little bit. He went 22 of 37, 59% completion rate, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Yeah, but
is there anything impressive about that stat line at all?
He made good plays. Like it's not always looks pretty, but he makes something out of nothing a lot. There was that one where he almost got sacked, came out, threw a first down, rolled up to the right. I don't know. I still think he looks pretty good.
I think he's going to be like Jameis Winston / Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think that's his ceiling.
He doesn't throw that many picks, in all honesty. He just has a terrible completion rate, and I mean, I guess he hasn't got sacked that much this year, but I see nothing so far. Like I said, I mean, I'll give the guy credit. He did this last year too. He does make those crazy plays every so often. He rolls out. He's fast, and he just slings it way downfield on the run, and it's just a crazy impressive throw. But then he'll do the same thing 4 plays later, and he just misses the dude. And it's just I don't know. A little more consistency would make me believe, but I haven't seen it yet.
I see a lot of that with like Love, but this guy's only been in the NFL
I was just gonna say it sounds like Jordan Love.
Exactly. I will get into Love stats in the next section, and you guys can both shut your mouths because it's not even close to the same percentages or stats or anything. They're different caliber players.
And one's been playing 2 years in the NFL. The other one's been in the NFL 7 years? I don't know. I just think there's a lot of potential in Caleb. If Love was in his second season, I would feel differently about him. Just like Caleb. If he was in his 7th or 6th season around, I wouldn't feel the same about him. But
I've got some career stats on Love too, and they're not this bad. And maybe they should have let Caleb sit for 2 years first, let him learn the NFL. But they didn't. They put him right in to the Bears organization, and that might be the part of the problem. If he was on a different team or if he had to sit for a while, maybe he'd be great. But currently, I don't. I see flashes of awesomeness, but I just see way too many flashes of foolishness for me to believe in him.
I don't know. I could easily see at the end of this season people saying Caleb is the better quarterback than Love by the end of the season.
No.
I don't.
No. I disagree.
All
right. Once Toyotathon hits, baby, Love's going to be MVP.
If he keeps Toyotathon going and he can do it a whole season, I agree with you. But that's normally about the time he's turned it on.
But I mean, okay, so Caleb beat the Raiders, who aren't a good team, by 1 point and needed 3 turnovers to do it. Like, that's not what did he really do? Like, what was impressive about that game? Other than a few impressive throws.
On a play-to-play basis, there was plays that he made in that game. They were struggling. They weren't even moving the ball. He kind of willed them to win at the end. Like, he just does things in like the late game heroic stuff. You can watch that, and it's almost like one of the things that Ben Johnson would always say is like he doesn't care what a quarterback does from down 1 through 2 early. I guess 1 and 3, but he's like 3rd down and 4th down in like 2-minute warnings where you want to see things. Caleb makes a lot of mistakes, but there's things he does in those 2-minute warnings that's kind of like, Love-esque, Stafford-esque. I see things that he's doing that if he just keeps improving consistently,
he did on
him, I think he's going to be someone that can be feared. We will fear.
I mean, he did have the drive to get him down and take the lead right at the end of the game. And the other team got the ball, had the field goal. They could have made it, but they got it blocked and lost the game. But Caleb did put them in the position to be ahead in that situation with not much time left on the clock.
And he's stringing together some good games. Like this one, stat-wise, doesn't look good, but like from what I saw, he looked solid in this game. The Raiders are playing really well. You were just talking about how amazing Max Crosby looked in this game, right? I mean,
Yeah.
again, you got to give the
real.
defense credit, and he played well against a good defense, or at least a
Fair.
good defensive effort.
Well, there's the Raiders defense. There's Max Crosby, and then 10 other guys.
Hey, that one
Yeah.
guy is really, really good. You guys know how
Yes.
one defender can change a defense. So
Yeah.
he's one of those guys
Crosby looked like the best defensive player in the NFL in that game. He was seriously on a goddamn mission.
He's kind of like the forgotten guy amongst like the big names, and yeah, he's just as good. He's always been that good for at least the last 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, he deservedly got paid. And I'm glad Goodell let him have his triangle back on his face mask. That's pretty awesome.
I didn't know about any of that.
It was a substance abuse thing. It's like the triangle is a sign of recovery. So that I know that was because he had it, and then Goodell was like, "No, you can't do that." And he's like, "Well, fuck you. I'm going to do it anyways."
Very
pay the fine every week. Should we jump into the last game of the week? Last NFC North game of the week.
Let's do it.
All right. We had Packers versus Cowboys. A motherfucking tie, 40-40. So the Packers go up 13-0 after holding the Cowboys to a 5-play drive, a 5-play 6-yard drive, an 8-play 20-yard drive, and a 6-play 9-yard drive. Then our extra point gets blocked, returned for a 2-point conversion, and the game just goes off the rails on that. I just want to touch on that for a second, because I do not know how the Packers get an extra point blocked a week after losing a game because of a blocked field goal. How did that not get addressed?
It was literally
during the week.
2 straight kicks that got blocked.
Yes. How did it not get addressed? Like what I don't understand how that happens twice in a row.
Yeah, how did Rich Bisaccia not get fired like right there? Be like, nope, get the fuck off the sideline.
How bad has your special teams been this long? Like it's.
Oh, there was a stat online. We're bottom 5. It was like a 20-year chart. We were bottom 5, all except for like 2 years, and those 2 years were like 15th and 18th. So we have not had. We've had a 15th is top half, so we've had a top half special teams once in 20 years.
Yeah, I don't think Green Bay's had good special teams since Desmond Howard. Like even the year they won the Super Bowl, I don't remember their special teams being that great, other than Crosby bombing field goals.
Yeah, no, they pretty much the one thing the Lions always had over the Packers was we had a better special teams. I was gonna go into the season knowing that was most likely true.
I mean, that's always going to be true. I mean, we get a very good, accurate, long-range kicker. Our punter can drill it pretty fucking far. But even then, it's like, look at the kick returns in these games. Like, dudes are returning to the 40 or 50 regularly on our kickoffs. It's like, it's crazy. And in this game, I think the guy ran to the right every single time, and every single time he gets to the 35 plus. I think it was 50 on his last one. And it's just infuriating. And that's not even like a blocked field goal. That's just like bad coverage. Like, how do you not top the guy? Like, the Packers need to take a whole week. Just be like, we're practicing special teams this week. Enough is enough. And I get it. You only have so long to practice. And a lot of these guys play offense and special teams. So it's hard to cut out time to like practice special teams, I'm sure. But you got to do something. You can't allow 2 kicks in a row to get blocked like that.
Is there like a rule change or something this year too? Because it's not even just like the Packers. Like there's been a
everywhere.
lot of block kicks the last 2 weeks.
Not that I know of. I mean, yeah, not that I know of.
It's just getting kind of eerie now because don't like the Eagles have 3 blocked kicks now in like 2 games?
One was a blocked punt. They started the game with a blocked punt. Or not started the game, but their defense held, and then they blocked Tampa Bay's punt on the very first possession and got a touchdown.
Yeah, and then they had to two block field goals last week.
Yeah.
So
Or
yeah,
they
that's
blocked
pretty.
another field goal this week. I don't know. But yeah.
It's just nuts. Like I've never seen so many blocked, punts, field goals in a short span. Like this is about as many as you've seen a year. It feels like, and it's
Mm-hmm.
been all 2 weeks.
But yeah, I mean, after that happened to the Packers, it was just like a switch flipped. I mean, we held them on 3 straight drives to almost nothing, and then after that, we just did not stop them once for the rest of the game. They either got a touchdown or a field goal on every single possession. Uh, except one. We just stopped them on one other possession, apparently. But luckily, I mean, the Packers kind of answered with most of it. Yeah, I'll just go into the Love stuff right now. Because, I mean, he answered every single time the Cowboys scored, we were scoring back. And people were texting in the group chat, like, Love's not it. I think Tiff said, bring in Malik Willis. So to the haters out there, this game, he went 31 of 43, threw for 337 yards, 72% completion rate, 3 touchdowns, was sacked once. His rating was 118.1. He also ran for 28 yards, 3 carries, one of which was a 25-yard run that literally kept the drive alive and kept us in the game. This season, Love is 5th in the NFL in yards, 10th in completion percent, 4th in average depth to target. He's tied for 3rd in touchdowns. He's only got 1 interception in his last 11 games, regular season games played. He's tied for 2nd in passer rating at 113, ironically with Jared Goff. Only Lamar Jackson is ahead. So I don't know what people want from this guy. Like, it's his 3rd year. Like, what do you want? You want prime Aaron Rodgers? Well, guess what? Prime Aaron Rodgers wasn't prime Aaron Rodgers in his 3rd year either. Like, if you look at Rodgers' stats in his first 35 games played and Love stats, they're pretty fucking close. The guy's in his 3rd year and he is good. Is he elite? No, but he is very good. He might become elite. He might not. I don't really know for sure. But honestly, like, this is not it. Let's move on. That's bonkers to me. He literally kept us in this game. The defense did nothing. He scored 40 points. If you score 40 points, you should win an NFL game. Okay, my rant's over. I'll kick it to you guys. But benching Jordan Love moving on is not the solution to our problems.
No, I actually 100% agree there. The only thing that drives me nuts about Jordan Love is the misses. But every quarterback's going to have that. Josh Allen doesn't hit every single deep shot, that he tosses out there too. I was really
72%
surprised.
completion rate is good.
Yeah, that's
You can't complain about that.
Like anything over like 60, 65 is considered good. 72 is spectacular. I was very surprised that the defense did not play very well this game. Dak balled out though. I got to hand it to him. Dak looked really good this game.
Dak looked awesome. Yes.
Yeah. He's the reason they won. Pickens, man. God. Once they get CeeDee Lamb back. They actually almost look better without CeeDee Lamb running that offense.
Yes, they did. I mean, that's the best their offense has done all season.
I think Schottenheimer, if he was smart, they'd start running Turpin, kind of like what the Dolphins did with Tyreek Hill. Just do something to get that guy open, and he can fly in space.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I would comment on is Jordan Love. Yeah, I don't think he's bad enough to bench. I don't think Malik Willis is better.
No.
I think the big concern is just he hasn't been as good in the bigger games, right? Like, I mean, he did good at the end of 2 years ago, went on that streak, won a couple playoff games. Did you guys win a playoff game last year?
No.
No.
No one in the NFC North did.
Yeah, no. I was just curious. And then like the game against the Lions, I think he didn't play that great against us. He didn't play good against Cleveland. And I think it's just those are the things that kind of worry people. I think as far as like a quarterback, he's better than a lot of the people in the league. And there's a lot of really good things. Like you can't give up on him because it's kind of like Caleb Williams. There's a lot of potential there still. I mean, though he has been in the league longer, he still has high upside. And sometimes you just have to get enough games in to really learn how to completely read coverage, and he's good at that stuff already. I still want to see him with like a number one receiver and see how he does, because maybe that's why he doesn't do as well against some of the higher end competition. Because against certain teams like the Browns, when the receivers are not the greatest, they don't always get open quick against better corners, and I think that's where he struggles a lot more. I didn't get to watch this game though. What happened with your guys' defense? I mean, this defense looked like one of the best 3 units in the league, and just to get 40 put up on them, I was just shocked when I woke up in the morning.
I do not know. I mean, Wyatt did get hurt. That wasn't until like the third quarter, I think. Maybe it was late second quarter. So we lost one of our interior guys. But yeah, I don't know. Because like the the Cowboys have at least 2 backup offensive linemen in. I thought they'd be just absolutely abused in this game. But we just could not hit home. They were doing a lot of short passes, but they had time to make the long ones too. I just do not know. I haven't got to rewatch it yet because I am curious like how we just got no pressure on him.
When I looked at PFF's like little like synopsis, and it kind of gives you an idea, the 5 worst graded players were all like interior defensive linemen. So I didn't know if maybe like they just kind of abused the interior of the defensive line, but like you said, maybe they didn't have pressure. I didn't know. I was just shocked. I think it was like what 13-16 at halftime. I went to bed thinking like, okay, that's pretty crazy that Cowboys are even up at this point. And then I woke up and saw 40-40. And I saw what's his name had a big game, but it didn't seem like there was like tons of stats. I was just shocked. Was it just back and forth, just touchdown after touchdown, special teams?
Yeah, yeah, just touchdown after touchdown. Yeah, it's literally I think we only held them once after those first. The opening seemed like I was like, "Fuck, we're shutting these guys out. They're not going to score a point. They weren't going anywhere." Their first 3 dives combined for like what 30 yards.
Yeah.
But just I honestly cannot explain it because the defense looked great at that point. But after that, I mean, it was old school Packers. Like we could not tackle a person. A guy would hit him, he'd just shake it off. Another guy would hit him, he'd shake it off, and finally the third guy tackles him. Like this is not the same as it was the first 3 weeks, where the first guy that gets there, he's got him at least wrapped up. So when the second guy comes, he gets down.
Yeah, Green Bay did not tackle well.
No, it was terrible tackling. Like I said, it was like old school Packers tackling.
Yeah.
Like the third guy gets the tackle.
Yeah.
Does it make you guys worry long term, or it just seems like an off game for them?
It almost seems like
a one-off.
Yeah, lack of focus. Maybe just too overconfident. Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, that was odd. And I don't remember Green Bay getting pressure that much, but even when they did, like Dak just handled it well. He always seemed to find a guy or make a play.
Well, it's always the thing. Great offense beats great defense too, right? So if he is just slinging, he's just on one. Sometimes there's quarterbacks good enough to overcome pretty much anything. So if he played that well, maybe that's what it was.
It's one of the best games he ever played. Like his stats were even better than Jordan Love's stats were, and that's a good game for Jordan Love.
Kyle, what was that one reception that Dallas had? But Keyshawn Nixon almost looked like he quit on the play. Like he was 10 yards like in the end zone.
That was Valentine. That wasn't Nixon.
that was Valentine. I thought
for
some reason I thought I saw 25.
I can't remember. Was that Turpin or was that
Tolbert?
I think that was Turpin.
No.
Was it Turpin who got that catch?
I don't remember if it was Turpin or if it was
Pickens.
Not Pickens. No, I know it wasn't Pickens.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, basically what happened in that play was they were both streaking down the sideline. Receiver stopped. Valentine just kept fucking running. And when the ball hits the receiver, and again, this was a perfect throw by Dak again, because even if he hadn't outran him, Dak threw it 4 yards out of bounds. I mean, dude toe tapped and just pulled it in. I mean, it was a beautiful throw. There's no way it could have got picked off or broken up. He could have maybe tackled him so he couldn't catch it. Or brought him down hard so he hopefully drops it. But yeah, I mean,
it was
he didn't
Tolbert
have to.
On the reception.
It was Tolbert. Okay, yeah, we didn't have to because Valentine just kept fucking running straight all the way to the back of the end zone. And when you see the guy catching it, he's like just turning around and looking at him. It's like, dude, you're 20 yards, maybe not 20, but you're like 15 yards past the guy. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing coverage.
I just wanted to add that to my like lack of focus. It seemed like on the defense that game, like that was just a perfect example. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
well, there's that one. But I mean, again, that's a fantastic throw by Dak that he couldn't have broken up anyways. I don't think that one that went to Pickens like on the 1 yard line too. That was like,
was that the one where he caught it between the two defenders? And
yeah. I mean, he was covered.
Yeah,
the
that was
corner was
not
right
bad
on him.
coverage.
The safety came screaming in to smoke him as he caught it. I'm like, damn, dude, that's not bad coverage. That's just a perfect throw. I mean, Dak played fantastic.
Yeah,
but
Pickens was great.
But he plays fantastic because we're not getting the pressure on him, to force him to do some dumb shit. Like that was the problem. Our corners haven't had to cover that on this season because there's usually pressure coming at the quarterback. I feel like that's how our defense is currently designed to work.
Well, I tell you what, though, the one sack they did get from Micah probably saved them the game.
Oh, it literally saved them the game. I mean, there was a linebacker back there that might have stopped him, but if Dak just has a little momentum, he's probably getting into the end zone. Yeah, that was right at the end of the game. We forced a field goal. Yeah, it was a bummer. That game was a huge bummer. But Jordan Love was not the problem in this game. The one strip sack, and people are writing him off. Like, that's not even really his fault. I mean, should he not wound up the ball at that moment? I guess. But the guy came from behind him and stripped the ball out of his hand. That shit happens to anybody. You don't fucking know he's there.
I saw Reddit like ripping on him for that play. I didn't really understand why everyone was so against him because that's a lot of times that's on the tackle. It's not really the quarterback's fault. Yeah, sometimes there's awareness, but there's a lot of quarterbacks who lose the ball there.
Well, because it's a game-changing play. We've got the ball on the 20, on their 20, and we get a strip sack. Now they've got the ball on their own on their 20 to go ahead and get a touchdown real easy, or at least a field goal. So I mean, it's a huge game changer. So I mean, I was frustrated as well, but I don't really put it on. It's not like last week where Love throws a stupid interception. This was just, it's a strip sack from behind.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Multiple people are to blame for stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the NFC North. So we got the Lions sitting on top now, 3-1. Packers 2-1-1. Bears 2-2, and Vikings are also 2-2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone else has 2 wins.
If that tie comes back to fuck us at the end of the year, I'm gonna be so pissed. We gotta make sure we sweep the Lions so that they can't fuck us. It's the only way.
I'd almost say at this point, if you lose to us on Thanksgiving, it's our division. Because of that, it's a big loss. I mean, it is a loss in the division.
Yeah, but if we beat you, then it probably won't be nearly as impactful.
Right. If you beat us, then I mean, I'm sure it's going to be like a 2-3 game swing between us. So that's going to be the difference probably in first place, no matter what. At least the way things are looking right now.
Does anyone think I'm little side trek here? Does anyone else think it's garbage that there's bye weeks this early in the season? Like week 5 of an 17 game schedule? Come on.
I thought they were going to put an extra bye in, or is that to get the 18 game schedule?
I think that was to get the 18 game schedule.
Yeah.
Which the second bye would be fantastic, I think.
They should. I mean, the teams
I wouldn't mind that.
Really benefit from having like an early week bye and then like a late week bye. Yeah, it probably hurts their profit a little bit just because if they're having another week to stretch out without really games going on, people lose interest. But I think they need to do it. The players, I'm sure, want it.
For player safety alone, I think just
with sports betting and fantasy football and all this stuff, like, yeah, your team doesn't play, but I feel like enough people will still watch football. On, Unless you're doing the
Oh
whole
yeah.
fucking NFL's having a bye week at the same time.
Right.
But
No,
if you
it'd be
split them out like week 3 to 6 and then do another batch later on.
I'm sure they've had plenty of analysts and accountants look at the numbers of, if you would only do like 3, 4, 5, 6, and then later in the season do like 11, 12, 13, 14 or something like that.
I just think they like the late games to be kind of like bang, bang, bang with no interruptions because they have like the division games. So they'd have to do it probably like between like week 10 or week 11 and 14 or something like that. I don't know. I know they don't want to give up those late games at the end of the year with 5 weeks. They're going to want to get as much profit because they always do the division games and everything. That's when the divisions are settled.
Well, instead
Yeah.
of having like 8 games in the morning and 4, you could, just cut it down to like 5 and 3 or something.
I mean, I will say the Packers need this bye. It sucks to need a bye in week 5, but we're down
Yeah.
three offensive linemen right now.
Yeah, Tom
Is
is
it 2?
out. Who's the third guy?
The second guy is the guy we got from Dallas. Can't think of his name right now. But yeah, we need it now. Yeah, now we lost Wyatt. Josh Jacobs didn't play the entire overtime either because his knee was hurting him. That's not good. He needs to get back to healthy.
Yeah, and with that offensive line the way it is, he's already under 4 yards a carry for the season.
Yeah, that's part of the Packers' problem so far this season is the run game has not developed at all.
No, not like last year.
I mean, I think he had like a 19-yard run in this game, but he had like 20 carries, and the rest, were like 3 or less. So it brought his average up a little bit, but
just too injured right now.
Partially, I'm sure it is. Yeah, the backups have not looked great.
No. Kennard didn't look good.
Yeah.
Did you
Other,
either one of you guys watch the Monday night games?
I watched the Jets and Dolphins a little bit.
I had both of them going, but the dude, the Bengals look just terrible. I think they had 10 penalties by halftime. It was just that, and they had more in the second half. It was just ugh. They were bad.
Really a testament to how good Burrow is. Just
Yeah.
based on how shitty that team is when he's not there.
Yeah.
Like they just look like a garbage team when he's not there. And when he is there, they're a playoff team. I mean, they're a playoff contender every year.
I agree. I think Joe Burrow looks like the best quarterback in the league right now with how bad the Bengals are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they haven't fired Zach Taylor yet. He pretty much lucked into a Super Bowl, and I think that's just like making it so they don't want to get rid of him. But he's been atrocious with anything without Joe Burrow, and he hasn't really done that much with Joe Burrow. And I don't know. They need a whole regime change. Their
problems start with ownership, I think, though. I mean,
exactly it.
They have the same problem that Dallas does. Like they wait too long, sign guys for more than they need to. Constantly are hardball negotiating. They never want to pay anybody, and then wind up paying them anyways for, like 20% more than they could have if they would have just done the shit they should have done a year in advance.
Happened with their number one pick again this year.
I think they've been voted like the worst stadium by like opposing teams in their own team.
Yeah, and their own team.
Yeah. And then I think the owner, Mike Brown, eventually gave them, it was like private locker rooms or something recently, and it was like a big deal. So yeah, they don't put any money into that team. So there's no ambition to even try to get better a lot at the time because the owner's not really pushing them.
That's the problem sometimes. It starts from the top down. If your top's fucking up, everything else is not going to run smoothly, even if you have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, I feel like they just mismanaged everything over there. like with the offensive line, the defense.
Yeah.
Like it was a good defense a couple years ago, and like everything they've done has just been the worst decision. Not getting rid of Higgins has been a big deal. Like they should have got rid of Higgins. I know that they did that to keep Burrow happy, but they needed to put that money or that draft capital they could have got into something on the offensive line, something on the defense. I don't know. There's just so much wrong there. It's a shame for Joe Burrow because I think he is a very special talent. I think he would
Yep.
be playing for Super Bowls every year, just like Mahomes and Allen, if it was a better situation.
Yeah. Yeah, they stink. They look terrible. I don't foresee that changing either. I mean, they could try to get another quarterback, but I don't think the quarterback's even really the problem. He's obviously not great, but if you watch the game, like there's so many plays where it's just three guys are through the line immediately. It's like, wow, how do five guys manage to only block one guy
I was reading
out of the four they
around.
brought?
Cincy's offensive line is terrible, so no matter who they bring in, they're going to get killed. And Denver's defense is really good.
Well, the thing I was reading from their own fans is like every one of their offensive linemen that have left over the last couple of years are instantly better. They're like it's a systematic problem. It's not a player problem as much as it's systematic. So that also probably points back at just bad ownership. But it's like, yeah, that's got to be pretty frustrating. They let go of like they had a first round pick, Jonah something, I forget his last name, a couple years ago from Alabama, and I think they gave him a second contract, or maybe let him go after like 6 years or something like that. And then now he's moved on to I think Atlanta and is like really, really good. And he was just like a failed first round pick on their offensive line, so something they could have easily used. But that's like not the only story like that of their team.
Yeah. In other games with the Giants, they ended the Chargers winning streak. Jackson Dart and Mr. Scattaboo.
I watched that game. The Giants look like a whole different team. You can't put Russ back in. That you can tell that team wants Jackson Dart as their starter.
Yeah, I'm
Like they
curious how
just
long that enthusiasm lasts, though.
There's always like that boost the first time of like a coach is fired or a quarterback's benched. There's like that first game or two where they have like a lot of momentum and they do well. Then it's like then you see like 5 weeks, 6, then things start to really kind of take place. But I mean, he's one of those guys that we talked about going back to the preseason. It's just kind of like put together good film, though, wherever he's been. There's the reports from camp are good. Preseason was good, and his first NFL start was good. So it's like at some point they just keep passing every test, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's just legit." I thought he played a solid game. It really sucks he doesn't have neighbors, though. Like that's a big deal.
yeah,
Yeah, he did
that's
play well.
I feel like that's also one of those trap games. West Coast team, a good West Coast team flying to the East Coast or vice versa.
Yeah, that's true.
Their defense finally looked good
Matters.
too. Like they've got a lot of star players on their defense, and they haven't looked
Yeah,
that great this year. And this week they actually did what we kind of I think what most people expected them to look like. They actually finally looked like it this week.
I think
Well, going
Abdul
back,
Carter had 6 quarterback pressures by himself.
yeah. I mean, it helped that Joe Alt got injured. I don't know how early he got injured, but I
That
mean
was early.
that's a
Yeah,
big
that
deal.
yeah, that could be a real bad one.
Well, he's out for the season already, I
Oh,
think.
he is. Oh, jeez.
I mean, that's
That
that's a
sucks.
big deal. And he
He's
was
Yeah,
one of, if not the best tackles in football. So yeah, that's a big deal. But I
he
mentioned
was a
about Dual
rookie
Carter.
last year, right?
Yeah, he was a rookie last year, but he was just like one of those rookies where you're just like Penei Sewell, where it's just like, oh yeah, this guy is just in the top 5 of the position. He's just that good. He was just ridiculously good his rookie year, and he was, I think, already dominating here too. But mentioned about Dual Carter. Like I was watching some film of like that game, and I was just like, damn, that guy has some freakish athleticism. Like I didn't really again follow the draft this much for this year, but I mean this guy has a different gear. Like he
Yeah.
was teleporting around offensive linemen that game.
Yeah. Yeah. And who's they got Thibodeau, and who's the other guy? Is it
They have that really good
Brian
tackle,
Burns?
Lawrence.
Brian
Oh,
Burns.
geez, they had Brian Burns too. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
they got
I
Burns,
totally
Kib. Yeah,
forgot.
that's probably the best 3-man rotation on
I said,
defensive line
you
in
were
the
the Packers.
NFL.
Them or the Packers. I think the Packers would have an argument for that. But yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They finally showed up like people had expected them to. They just weren't gelling quite right the first few weeks there.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, if we think about it, that's how they won their Super Bowls. They're just like, let's let's go back to the early 2000s because I think they took it like Justin Tusk or whatever, Justin Tuck, and everyone was like, whoa, why are they taking him? They already had Michael Strahan and they had Osai Uminori or whatever, and it was like then they added a third guy, and they're like, oh, now I see why, because now you have just this ridiculous pass rush that literally just single-handedly wins games if you score 14 points. I like it.
Yeah.
But he had a 90.2 PFF grade, one of the things I was looking at, which kind of
Carter.
validated what we saw on film. So yeah, he wasn't that ridiculous. And for PFF grades, like I think like a 70 is like a passing grade. So anything over 70 is typically above average, up to 99.
Yeah, other games we had Rams. They beat what's his name now? Indiana Jones. Gets his first loss as a Colt.
They beat Indianapolis Jones.
Yeah, because Nani Mitchell just literally throwing the football before he gets the end zone. Why do players do that? Why does that still happen?
Mitchell cost them 2 touchdowns. He had the drop, and then he had a holding penalty on a Jonathan Taylor touchdown run, long touchdown run, like 54 yards.
Yeah, that
was his holding penalty that called it back. And then both those drives, they ended up with, I think, 3 total points.
Yeah, that was bad. I still don't know how that happens in the NFL.
I mean,
that players
no
throw
kidding.
The ball.
Jonathan Taylor, same exact team, did the exact same thing last year.
That's right.
Except he threw it backwards instead of holding it out forward and bobbling it. But same exact thing, just weren't in the end zone and you let the ball go.
Yeah.
You'd think you'd want to be like 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Because I bet you they get the first step and they're like, I can throw the ball. But your momentum, your arm is still behind you. So you're taking that step and then you're throwing it. So they probably feel like they're in the end zone, but they really aren't yet. They have to take at least one more step.
Just don't make dropping the ball part of your touchdown celebration.
Yeah.
Spike it. Slam it. Throw it into the fucking stands. Anything. Just hold it and do something fun with it. Just don't make your celebration just dropping it. Easy solution to that problem.
You got to bring back the slam dunk on the goalpost.
Are you allowed to, right?
They banned it because of Calvin Johnson.
Oh, is that why it got banned?
Yeah, because he would do that as a celebration, and they got rid of it because it could probably impact the game because it could bend the goalpost or something.
Oh my God!
They didn't like it. They had some reason for not liking it, and yeah, Calvin was one of the big reasons why.
I mean, do the Gronk smash, just slam it into the ground.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, look at that guy. He's made a complete TV career off of doing the spike still.
Yeah.
It's looking for you in your future.
Oh, yeah. Other games, Kansas City, Baltimore. That was a big one. Kansas City just kind of walloped Baltimore. Like I said, Baltimore, they've had a very hard schedule, but boy, they have not looked good this year so far.
Their pass defense is bad.
This one wasn't competitive. The Lions game wasn't really competitive. The Bills game was actually very competitive. The Browns game, though, too, I mean, they had kind of the same thing the Lions did this week. The Browns just kept giving them the ball back constantly. I think in that game, the Browns actually beat them in time of possession and yards. But Baltimore managed to beat them anyways. And now Baltimore has like 7 starting defenders injured. So they're in trouble, in all honesty.
Yeah. They're going to have a bad couple weeks, I think. And like we mentioned before, I could see them going like 1-5, 1-6. And then once everyone starts getting healthy again, then go on a run. But if they can even maybe go 50% over the next like 6 games, they're probably going to be feeling really good about themselves. But yeah, that's a rough start to the season for them.
Yeah.
I was just going to say Eagles-Bucks. Actually, that was a pretty good game.
Well, yeah, we bet on that game, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Heebs, you lost. I also lost.
Yeah, because we both took Tampa, right?
Yep, we took Tampa. Didn't believe in the Eagles.
I feel like just bet Eagles every time because Kyle just wants the Eagles to fail. So he just keeps giving like bad bets and just keep, hammering the Eagles.
This one wasn't bad. I think the Bucks have beat
Yeah, Tampa's got
beat
Philly's number,
Philly like 4 out of the last 5. So basically during
and it was
Hurts'
in
career.
Tampa.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought they had a good shot at this, and actually they didn't look bad. It was a close game.
It was. No, I thought this game could have gone either way. I was more just giving you shit.
But yeah,
Dude, now
I'm glad I don't have to
Philly's
get
adding
close.
trickery to the tush push.
All right, I'm gonna do this shot quick, and then I'll
All right,
jump back
Prost.
into that. Yeah, Malort.
I'm going straight from the bottle.
But yeah, I
Hallelujah.
haven't keeping track of the bets this year. I've got them all written down, as well as our bowl predictions and our season long
Just
bets.
like
But yeah,
the bowl predictions in the dumpster. Like
I've lost every single bet so far.
That's why they
So
were
let's put it that
bold,
way.
Jim.
Yeah.
I mean, mine are like not even close to being like reasonable though. Like Kyle was just saying, like, hey, if this happens, mine has a chance still. Mine are like they already look done. Like they're just they were all awful. Outside the Packers, maybe they missed the playoffs, but that'd be a lot.
That's probably your closest one so far.
Yeah, the other two are not an option anymore.
But yeah,
How about the Panthers? Blow out, shut out the Falcons, and then turn around and get blown out by the Patriots.
yeah, that's just two not great teams facing off against each other.
I actually like
Anything can happen in those.
a little bit.
I don't know. I think New England might be able to sneak in with a playoff spot.
I don't think they're that good. I think they're going to be like a 500 team all year, though.
Hey,
There's a lot of fun stuff going on there. Vrabel is a really good coach. He's got that defense playing really well, and I really like their quarterback. I can see. Honestly, I don't know. I guess all three of those rookie quarterbacks from last year looking pretty good.
Yeah, Drake is. Thank God for Drake, because it's been just a shit show at cornerback since Tom Brady left. Yeah, I also love Vrabel, and a lot of former players seem to really like him too. I know a lot of the old Tennessee players had nothing but praise for him, and I know a lot of the guys everybody in New England loves that dude. I don't know. I don't know. I still will always like the Patriots, but it's brighter days compared to what it's been the last few years. Let's put it that way.
There's some serious potential of Drake May. Like if he hits, Vrabel's been a good coach. I was shocked when the Titans let him go. Like, yeah, they had a little bit of like 2 down years, but
Look what they did with Tannehill for crying out loud.
What was it?
He got him doing an AFC Championship game. Well, Derrick Henry got them doing an AFC Championship game
with Ryan Tannehill.
With Ryan Tannehill,
yeah. Like that needs to have like some kind of award attached to it. So yeah, it was on the back of Derrick Henry, but like still, Ryan Tannehill played some good football for them, and they were like, weren't they really close to being the Chiefs one year? Wasn't that one of those like famous games where it was like that big comeback and then that was against the Titans?
Wasn't that the NFC Championship game or AFC Championship game?
Might have been.
But I mean, they were close. Like they were close to a Super Bowl that one year because I think they beat the Ravens. Everyone's like, "Whoa, how did they beat Lamar and the Ravens?" And they barely lost to the Chiefs. I think Vrabel's going to have them playing well in like 2 years. I could see them being a really good playoff team.
They're in desperate need for a wide receiver. I mean, they've got Booty, Diggs, and Mac Hollins, the guy that was at Philly, and then they drafted Kyle Williams in the 3rd round. But
there was so much wrong that it's like you can't fix it all in the first year. So I think that's fine. I mean, you just kind of like the Lions, they just literally ignored the receiving core their first year. They fixed a bunch of other problems, and then they went and got receivers year 2. Like this isn't a 1-year plan. So I think just see what you got with Drake, which has looked really good, and then
with those receivers,
add some receivers. Add a big dog next year. Get that AJ Brown type of receiver.
They might be able to get AJ Brown.
That's why that was dropped. That was an intentional drop.
Although I do kind of want to get myself a Kayshon Boutte jersey.
He's had a couple good catches. I don't really know a whole lot about him, but I've seen a couple amazing catches this year by him.
I gotta My Gronk jersey's getting pretty ratty. I got to replace it.
Probably
I
go
don't know
find
if
Aaron Hernandez jersey.
I don't want to curse Drake May, so maybe I'll just get a booty jersey.
Any other NFL games you want to touch on before we
I'm like,
wrap this one up?
might as well finish it up because which ones did we miss? Seahawks Cardinals. That was Thursday night's game.
Yeah, Seahawks
That
look good this year.
There's a lot of good defenses in the NFL this year, but that Seahawks defense is up there. They
Yeah.
could be one of the best defenses in the league at the end of the year too. Like I was
Yeah.
impressed with them.
They look like they're the best team in the NFC West right now.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of rolls into San Francisco getting beat by the Jaguars. San Francisco's just they lost.
with Brock
Now
Purdy.
Pearsall's hurt. Yeah, but Pearsall got hurt. I mean, they have no one left on that team.
I just can't see them making it all the way just because
No,
they're
there's no way.
a destroyed team. And then it's like a lot of those injuries are the type of injuries where the guy either comes back slow for a couple of weeks and doesn't quite get going, or they're injuries that you can re-injure. And it's like not all of them are going to be good cases, you know? Like it's too many injuries this early in the season for me to feel confident in them. Maybe they put it together at the end of the year, but it would be miraculous.
They might be in too much shit by then.
Yeah, and the only healthy player is Christian McCaffrey, which is
ironic.
You're really living on a prayer right there.
Wolf. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that depends upon how good the Rams are. I mean, the Rams are good.
Actually, the Rams. Yeah, there's no way the Rams don't win that division.
I'm sorry, Stafford
and Puka. That's unstoppable.
They're too good.
Yeah.
And their defense, defense, or at least they have an opportunistic defense. I don't want to call it a great defense, but they have a really good pass rush, and it can take and beat anybody. So that's what you want. Good pass rush.
I keep forgetting they have Jared Verse.
That good pass rush elite quarterback. That adds up to Super Bowls at times.
Puka, God, that guy's good. We had 13 more catches today or yesterday. Sunday. Fuck.
He has over 500 yards already in the season.
Isn't he like the only player to do that? Now he's done it twice, or is like one other player that's done it in 4 games?
Yeah, no, I think he's the only one.
He's just done it twice. And look, one was his rookie year. Like, dude, is just. I mean, I still think Jefferson's the best receiver in the league, but Puka's, he's catching up.
Yeah, I mean, I think Puka's still like, because this is his 3rd year, and I think he's something crazy. He's like, to beat Justin Jefferson's rookie 3 years, he would need like 1,800 more yards or something stupid like that. That's how good Justin Jefferson started off.
Yeah, but Puka did miss a decent amount of time last year, I thought.
That's true.
That's the problem with him, is he just gets injured a lot. Even going back to college, he plays so aggressive. Like, it's so fun to watch, but he's like not a big enough guy to do what he does. He still doesn't care. Like, that guy will sacrifice his body, but
he's still Samoan.
Exactly, that's what it is. Yeah, that's that mentality. But that's what makes him great. That's what makes him who he is. He is one of my favorite players to watch in the league.
I agree. Yeah, I love watching the Rams offense. Let me see. Oh, Commanders Falcons.
What other games are there?
Commanders Falcons. Penix looked good.
They made it past the 30-yard line.
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts
had a good game. Drake London.
Okay start to the season.
Drake London did well for Kyle. Unfortunately, the rest of his team didn't. We'll get to that later. Saints Bills. This one was
Saints made it more competitive than one would have thought. That's for sure.
Yeah, the Saints made it interesting for about 3 quarters, and then the Bills just were too good. But going on the road, Spencer Rattler looked all right.
About 100, 200 feet away, he kind of looks like Patrick Mahomes, you know? It's about what it looked like in this, the game too. It was like, ooh, is this Pat Mahomes? Nope, it's not.
Khalil Shakir looked good. I saw he had 2. His touchdown was pretty impressive. And then I know I think he had a run. Where he was schooling people. That was pretty cool. Was it the
receiver successful in the NFL? Really good route running and catching. and he does both those things at like a near elite level. So, and he's a pretty fast dude, but he's got those two things. That's what matters. So I'm pretty sure he'll be Allen's number one target all year. I know they have Coleman, but Coleman's more of like that bigger down the field type of receiver. Shakir's the guy
Coleman,
that's going to be.
I feel like Shakir is going to be week in and week out more productive, but feel like Coleman's going to be one of those guys where he'll just go bonkers. He'll have like 5 catches for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns or something like that.
Right. And I think that's what they want, that's the idea.
And I think the only other one we missed was Texans Titans.
Another really good defense. There's so many good defenses in the NFL right now. It's impressive. Like I think statistically they have some stats now that puts them as the number one defense in the league. There's really no weakness on that defense.
Ward's looked terrible so far.
Ward
Being a
does
number one
not have a
overall
lot
pick.
of help.
That's fair. But he
I
looked
mean,
terrible.
his offensive line isn't good.
We
Pollard's good.
Yeah.
Like I would say Pollard's good. Aya Manor looks like he's going to turn into a good receiver. But he's he's the only thing they got because Ridley, I don't know, Ridley's just mailing it in every week. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just a bad situation overall. I don't know if there's even really much to go off of for Ward. It's like, is it even? It's hard to grade because it's just so bad. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you can't put all that on him.
No one likes Callahan.
No, Callahan was a mistake. I mean that's Joe Burrow. Like that whole Cincinnati coaching staff probably sucks. It was just all Joe Burrow. So that guy literally got Joe Burrow a head coaching job, and now he's showing you what he can actually do.
Joe Burrow's the next Tom Brady. He's just making all these people look good.
Yep. I mean, it shows. Like, does coaching even really matter that much at the end of the day? I don't know. Like, if you have an elite quarterback, so much is covered up. It's just, it's everything. Look at the Bengals are not even a competitive team anymore, and they were a playoff team probably with Burrow. It matters. It's everything.
There are really good coaches, I think, in the NFL. I want to like DeMeco Ryans with Houston. Yeah.
I think it's the ones that when their quarterback gets switched out and they can keep trucking.
Yeah, I think LaFleur. I think LaFleur is a good coach. I just kind of the way he commands himself. I think he's a good leader. But I was kind of thinking about this. Like I don't know if I mentioned this before, but really the head coach, all he has to do is manage his coordinators. And then it's really up to the coordinators and the position coaches that work the day-to-day with the players. So it's kind of like, as long as you can keep all your guys, like right now, the biggest knock against Matt LaFleur is the special teams looks like shit, and that's on Rich Bisaccia. So that's on LaFleur to be like, dude, what the fuck? What the fuck, Rich? Fix your shit.
Isn't he our assistant coach too, though?
Yeah, he's the assistant head coach, and he's a really likable guy. Like really, I have nothing but praise about anyone that's been under Rich Bisaccia.
Isn't he like a former college head coach, and then you brought him in, right? Isn't that?
He was the interim coach for the Raiders when McDaniels got canned.
That's right. Okay, I remember him being
then they won with Bisaccia as coach. They actually went on a run. They won like 3 out of 5 games or something like that to end the season, and they all wanted him to bring him back, and they didn't.
There was a lot of talk about him being like a player's coach back then, like the players who really played for him hard. Yeah, okay, yeah, those guys are hard to get rid of because the team just loves them.
So it's one of those where maybe you keep Rich on as assistant head coach, but then relieve him of the duties of special teams coordinator. But that's why he was hired initially, is because the special teams was his shtick.
Been rough.
That's the way it goes sometimes. I mean, who was our last D coordinator after Barry?
Halfley got hired after Barry, right?
Oh, was it Barry?
Yeah.
No. Well,
yeah, Barry was
like Barry. Like LaFleur liked Barry. Everyone seemed to like him. Like he's a likable guy. But it's like at some point you got to be like, dude,
Were you thinking
you're
of
doing
Pettin?
terrible.
Mike
Maybe.
Pettin? He was before Barry.
No, that was the last one we fired. I don't remember if it was Barry
Okay.
or.
Yeah, it was Barry.
Okay. Yeah, it was hard for the organization to do it because everyone did seem to like him. But at some point, you got to be like, dude, you're just doing a terrible job. We have to let you go, likable or not.
Oh, I think we touched on Jets Dolphins a little bit, but man, the Jets don't look good. Not at
They
all.
didn't
Because
do
the Dolphins are bad, and
terrible.
the Dolphins pretty much had that game the whole way.
As long as Justin Fields keeps giving me like 30 points in fantasy, I'm cool with it.
I mean, he ran for what? 80. He ran for 81 yards and a
Yeah,
touchdown.
touchdown,
Yeah,
two
he'll
and a
keep
half
getting you
touchdowns.
points.
Well, they did have was it
Shit, he
Braylon
threw.
Allen that fumbled at the goal line?
Fields threw for 226 yards too. That's a good ass game. You can't put that on Justin Fields.
He played well. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he
not
played
been
well in
bad.
that game.
I mean, stats wise, but
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't watch it. I kind of watched a little bit. I was out then though.
from what I was watching, he didn't look that good.
He's hard. He can't really get past his first read. He just doesn't have it between the ears. But as far
Yeah.
as if like, the first read's open or the play breaks down and he gets a running lane, he's really good at those two things. He can actually throw a nice spiral too.
Yeah, he can.
He just needs to be his
That's
first read.
that's a good point. Yeah, he's not good past his first read. So if Garrett Wilson's not there, he starts to get happy feet.
But it's good that he has a good like number one target. Like that should keep him afloat fantasy wise, Not that this is
Yeah.
the fantasy part of the podcast, but like I think that's something for him to have a number one that's as good as he does have. I think he's gonna have a good year. But yeah, I don't know if like he's the future there at all.
Well, his rushing makes him good for fantasy. Like he's
right.
probably going to average like 35 rush yards a game.
Well,
Just a good base to have.
right now it's looking like the Jets and the Titans are the two worst teams in football. So if the Titans nip them for the number one pick, they're not going quarterback. So the Jets should have a nice crack at the number one overall quarterback next year. If they really don't, if Fields just does not seem to improve.
Yeah, maybe we'll see how it shakes out. It's only 4 weeks into the season. They can get better. Other teams could be looking good and they're actually terrible.
But yeah, that's it for games.
And are there?
We've covered them all.
All right. Then we'll enter as we always do with the Jameis Winston quote of the week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Right, you got your wrists, and then what are your wrists on the bottom half? Your ankles, you got your shoulders up top. What are your shoulders? Your hips, you know what I'm saying? You got your elbows. What are your elbows? Your knees, right? Like so.